Hello there, it's Steve Ritchie again. I just thought I'd bring you up to date on a second half to a two-part commission. I was asked to make two sculptures to go either side of a garden building, and I was given a bit of a brief on what they wanted. They kind of wanted a underwater scene. This is part of the underwater scene of which I've made for them, and they wanted an above water scene, as much as a fishing boat and a lighthouse. So my underwater scene I've already made a film of, and if you check my YouTube channel out, you'll find me making that thing, and felt that was very successful, but didn't want to send it to the galvanisers until I got the second half done. Now I got a little stuck on the second half, I must be honest, and flipped another job, and then got on with it again. And yeah, in that period I worked out what I was going to do. This is what I was working from, and off I went. Now this is a machine you won't see everywhere, so I've decided I'll be making a fishing boat, and I shall find a way to incorporate the lighthouse. Well, I have found a way to incorporate the lighthouse as well, in a nice simple way. So here we go. This is a machine you won't see every day. And it's a little a bending machine, I suppose you call it, and it will curl material. I've got two fixed rollers and a roller that's adjustable. So that lever on the top there that I'm turning will move the centre roller up and down. So this has been filmed at 4 times the rate. Look at the speed it's going through the machine. It's barely gradually. I've even got time for a fag. I shouldn't do that on screen. But anyway, look, I'm trying to curl this piece of material. And I was going to try and be really clever, because I'd like to have curled it in 2 directions, not just one. What I've worked out in this process, though, that if you've got to curl a piece of material like this, it'll straighten the first one out when you go to do the second one. So it didn't really work very well. I had to find another way to do that. But yeah, this was a terrific machine. It certainly saved me a lot of time, and it certainly did it very accurately, the little curl that I wanted. And I've got a full length of material in there, so effectively I'm going to cut this in half, and that's going to be the 2 sides of the top of my vessel. Now, I'm not trying to make a model, an accurate historical thing here. There are other people that do things like that. I don't do that. I'm doing a representation of a period of a man's life that he was on a fishing vessel, a vessel of which he made alongside with his dad. This vessel still exists as well, so I understand. And so it's a little bit of family history is what I'm trying to do here. And I didn't really want to make a model. I just wanted to make a representation, but not too out of sync. And what I realised fairly about halfway through it was the cab was wrong. I was taking all my dimensions off a wooden thing. So later on I got a picture of the thing and had to change the cab. But there you are, that's what happens with these things. So there I am, I'm having a good old bash around like I normally do. And like again, I've speeded this up 4 times to give you some sort of idea. An awful lot of bashing. But it's like a lot of jobs, there's fatigue involved in everything. I can change the height of the thing that I'm bashing. I can change where I hold the handle. And obviously further down the handle, the heavier the thump, and the closer to the head of the hammer, the softer the thump. And in fact, that's called throttling. When you're holding a hammer right up by the head there, it's called throttling a hammer. So, and I have a various arrangements of hammers as well. I use sandbags. I don't know if anybody's seen them. They're just a little round disc of leather that's full of sand, just a little like a cushion of sand, if you like. And you can lay sheet steel or any type of sheet material and bash it, and it'll take the shape where you're hitting it. I've got a donut as well, exactly the same sort of thing, leather donut shape. I can lay my material in there. In fact, you'll spot it on the enemy bench in a minute, the donut. And yeah, you can lay material across that and give it a good old bash about, you know. And if I had a set of English rollers, I might have made these pieces a little bit bigger at a time. I'm doing them in quite small sections, which is obviously quite time consuming. And if I had a nice big set of English rollers, if you know what they are, I'd have done it, bashing it and putting them under there. You need a bit of space for English rollers. My little workshop isn't really big enough for them, which is such a shame. But yeah, that might change soon anyway. So here we are once again. I've left the sound on one of these films, and you'll hear, I don't know why it makes me laugh so much, but it does. Clatter away there. And you can see the way I'm feeding it through nice and gently. Little and often. That's what this is all about, little and often. All mould still. The sheet there is a sheet I had bought earlier in the year, but again, as sections. They're quite small sections, so they are offcuts from other jobs, if you like. I haven't specifically bought a sheet material for this one. It's a leftover from a dragon. So, oh, the squeaky noises in the background is probably Radio 4. So it's starting to look like a boat anyway. Hadn't worked out how I'm going to do waves. Never tried to reproduce waves in steel. I've got to do it quite cheaply as well. The budget has got very tight on this job now, if not run out long ago. And I'd like to find a way of doing some waves that look, you know, reasonable, because this is going to be, it's going to be sat on some decking. And as the decking's quite smooth, I'm going to assume that it's a nice calm day when there was outsailing that day. And so it's made a bit of a wave and a break as it's charging through the water, but you know, it's limited what I can sort of do in the budget. But she's coming together. Like I say, ERW, the box material that you can see there, with lots and lots of holes in it. This is going to go to the chemical, in as much as it's going to be galvanised and powder coated. So when they galvanise it, they dip it, the liquids all come out. In fact, I've got some new pictures. I might be able to post another picture in a minute. Yeah, so you've got to allow, obviously, all the chemicals to come out and things, and so you've got to leave lots of holes. You can't leave entrapment areas, because if you do, they can explode, and it's very dangerous for the people that are doing the dipping. So yeah, make it safe for them. Besides, if you don't put any holes in, they'll do it for you, and they'll put them everywhere, all in the wrong places, and you know, impossible to plug or whatever. And in fact, that's what I'm doing now. That structure across the middle of the boat there, if you see me cutting some V's in the end of some square ERW, then that's what I'm doing. They're solely there just to let the chemicals out and stop entrapment areas. So they're already calling it Boating at Boatface through the window. We're socially distanced. I'm the only person in my workshop. There's another workshop opposite me. There's a man working in there, and yeah, it's all nice and safe. So here I am with Boating with Boatface, looking rather smart with the wrong cab on it, but you'll see that suddenly change. And trying to work out the ocean and what it's doing to the sea. So I've never done this before, so I'm making it up as I go along, and that's the best we could do. Yeah, but I'm quite proud so far. I eventually got some pictures, so I did change the cab. Luckily I hadn't welded it all together by this point, and I thought I'd include his dad as well. He's all in fishing gear. He's in his wet weathers, standing there on the deck, looking out. You'll never guess where I'm going to put the lighthouse. Anyway, to be continued. This is now back from the powder coaters, and it's sitting in my van waiting to be unloaded. So when I bring it in, I shall bring you up to date when I've got a few more pictures and things, and hopefully even show you where it's sat, with hopefully some happy smiling customers. So there we are, the fishing boat. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm always posting stuff like this and anything else I'm getting up to. I sometimes repair interesting motorbikes and hardtails and custom bikes and things. So yeah, watch this space. There's a lot more to see. All right, stay safe, everybody. Or as it's coming to the end of this particular year, 2020, happy Christmas and happy New Year. All right, bye now.